drinking coffee. They're drinking coffee, and she was like, she was speaking to them, and someone asked, it's Ramadan, like, why are you drinking coffee? So this is during the daylight hours. They're drinking coffee, and then someone asked if they're still observing Ramadan, and they were like, yeah, of course we are. We're doing Ramadan, for Allah and everything. But then they were like, so why are you drinking coffee? It's like, you're meant to be fasting. And they were like, no, this is how we pray to Allah. This is how we observe Ramadan.
Yeah?
Yeah, and they were still praying and before they drank the coffee. They were still giving thanks to Allah before doing the coffee.
Well, yeah, I think, I don't know, the truth is, 8 billion religions.
Yeah.
And
well, also, not including the ones that we've just made up, right? We all have our own religion.
Yeah,
really.
but that's the thing. And even if we belong to Hinduism or Islam or whatever, we still interpret the faith from our own perspective.
Yeah, which is really interesting because a lot of people don't understand that point, right? Like they think we all have to follow it in the same way.
Well, I don't know, there's so many different schools of thought around this. Like, I actually come from a kind of a strand of Islam which is quite esoteric. And so we actually deal with a more internal essence of the Quran rather than
the actual rules.
It's slightly less prescriptive. Yeah. But I mean, that can also be dangerous because it gives space for ambiguity. Yeah. And I think sometimes you can get to a point where you're just behaving however you want and then just calling it Islam or religion or whatever. Yeah. And that can be quite blasphemous for a lot of people. And that can be quite, it can be dangerous because you're just doing whatever you want in the name of God. That could also be...
That was a really succinct explanation of what your religion is, actually. Whenever I explain it to people, I'm just like, Ilyas is this strand of Islam. I don't know what it is. All I know about it is that everyone hates you.
Everyone hates us?
Yeah.
No.
That's what you always say.
No. Do I?
Yeah, you're always like,
we're
Sunni and Shia Muslims would definitely not marry you.
Well, there are only Sunni and Shia. We're part of Shia.
Oh, you're part of Shia? Yeah, but you're like other Shia Muslims wouldn't marry you.
Well, it's just, I don't want to get too into the religion, but it's just we're slightly less traditionalist.
Yeah.
So, certain things which might be, we're maybe less categorical or less prescriptive about certain ideas, and it's more towards the mystical stream of Islam.
But that fits in more with your theory on prayer.
Yeah, I guess. And to be honest, I had a struggle with, religion never seemed to be never really wanted to be part of a religion.
Yeah.
And I never, growing up, I didn't really know what Ismailism was.
Yeah. But
and then I did develop my own,
I didn't know what Hinduism was, outside of what my parents, I saw and learned from them, right?
Yeah. But what I realized is, I kind of developed my own philosophical system just through, meditating and, drinking tea, drawing and stuff. And then when I started exploring it, looking into kind of physics and looking into other religions and looking into things, I realized that everything that I had come to has resonance with most mystical religions, most religions throughout the ages, and also actually maps so much onto Sufism and Ismailism. And I was just like, well, the only reason to not associate with that is just ego. I want to be the king of my own religion.
Yeah. But also, how much of this is cause and effect? Because I went through a similar process, and it led me back to Hinduism, but I'd already been born a Hindu. So were those ideas already within me? It's the whole journey that we went on. Were we really already pushed in that direction?
Well, I don't know. I feel like we're all. It sounds cop-out, but everything is always within us. It's
it's such a ridiculous topic.
It's such an odd, but it's all just there. And then there is a certain cultural rooting, and there is a cultural heritage, and there's maybe we also on a practical level realize that it's sort of nice to belong to the religion that we were growing up into. We can bind to our families better. We can I mean, why become a Christian if I was born Muslim and the teachings seem to us apparently the same?
But it's interesting that we went on those journeys and we came back to where we started. So it made me think a lot of those people that were born Christian maybe, and they went on that journey and they ended up a Hindu or a Muslim. It does take a lot to deviate from your cultural heritage.
Well, I guess so. For me, actually, like becoming Muslim or Ismaili or whatever was really it never appealed to me because I was born there. I just found it so unexotic.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
so
it. That exoticness.
I was really into Shintoism and
well, you're into
Taoism. Like I'm still really pro Taoism. I feel Taoism really does resonate with me a lot.
You've mentioned this before, I think. When we've spoken about.
But I think the principles are very similar between Taoism and Sufism. They use slightly different poetic things, but they even use like similar things to do with duality in order to reach non-duality. It's all based on non-dualities through poetic dualities. And I find that also from an aesthetic point of view very
beautiful.
Very beautiful. And really fits with this kind of obsession with paradoxes.
Yeah, you are definitely obsessed with paradoxes.
But I think that's what we love, man.
Yeah, that's all we do. But it's nice that you found a religion that caters to that. Because normally a religion would not cater to that.
I don't know, I think a lot of them do. Like Hinduism, I think those...
Yeah, Hinduism, you're right.
Most Eastern religions do.
Yeah.
But I think that's...
But it's also the essence of the religion that does that, right?
Yeah, because I think this comes back to what I was saying about language, and I don't think that paradoxes are phenomena of life. They're phenomena of language.
Yeah.
And so life is never paradoxical. And so the only way to convey the true nature of what life is through language is to make the language implode through a paradox. So that...
Yeah, no, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's such a good statement.
And that's why I struggle with philosophy as a body of thing, because they basically... Most Western philosophy says that if we can come up with an idea or a theory that is void of paradoxes and shows no inconsistencies, then that is most plausible reality.
So fine, what is your favourite paradox within the context of religion or Taoism?
Oh shit, man! I don't know.
Surely that's where the discussion is going, right?
So I like...
What I find really beautiful tries to do it without creating any paradoxes.
Yeah.
Tries to create a theory of living without creating paradoxes.
Oh yeah, maybe because it's based on the same situation. Yeah. I don't know if that's true. I think there are paradoxes in the Bible and stuff, but so for me, what is a really beautiful paradox is this that I try to bring into my life is this notion of insignificance in the face of our immense potential. Insignificance in the face of our immense potential. In what way? So our insignificance in terms of the world. Well, yeah, in terms of how much we can achieve. Yeah, well, I think how minuscule we are in the context of this universe. How as one individual within this world within the human species is minute. We're so small. And then how small we are in as a species in terms of other species. And then how small human beings are in terms of the world and the sea and the land and the bacteria. And then how small the world is in terms of the cosmos and the sun. We are so minute and insignificant. And yet we are so immensely powerful and we have our own agency and we can just emit love and light and just become these incredible people. And I feel sometimes when I have these kind of eerie wandering days, or if I go to a place like Rome, and you just wander around and you look at the architecture, I feel this kind of this sort of kind of collapsing inwards in a way that is shit, I'm so nothing compared to look what other people have done, built these incredible buildings. People have built so many people came together to build the Colosseum. Yeah. And I'm pissing about with a podcast. Right? And that kind of yeah. But then in the same moment I'm I belong to this species. Yeah. You know, I'm part of the fabric that made this Colosseum. So that fits in really well with your theory, with gratitude, right? That you're grateful that you're part of the human race. Yeah, for sure. And it's just you have this immense But it's really interesting that you don't let that insignificance weigh you down, in a negative. You don't seem to see it as a negative. Well, I think it's beautiful because it gives birth to humility, and I think that's maybe what we haven't talked about because it's so fundamental. Is that humility, submission, and humility. Yeah. But I think it's that you're insignificant in the face of the divine. Yeah, but you're also insignificant in the face of everything else. Yeah. But you're also made of the fabric of the divine, and so move through it. Yeah. Right? So you have the power of the divine, and yet are
also
so nothing
humbled by it.
in
Yeah.
the face of it.
Yeah.
Right? So we are made of God, so we are God. We have all the potential that God has.
Yeah.
And yet we are not.
We are nothing, yeah. I think that's a really beautiful sentiment.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I think that's actually, that might be my favourite paradox as well. Yeah. And I do think we do live our life by that. Also, pissing about with a podcast. What are you talking about? It's a great podcast.
but that's exactly it. We're just pissing about, saying a lot of nonsense, but at the same time, we're doing the best thing we could do with our lives.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. What else would we be doing on a Saturday evening?
What else?
Yeah, what else?
Farming rice.
Starting a family, like doing boring.
Eating Kung Pao chicken.
Yeah. Don't start with Kung Pao chicken again.
We're not
Don't start with Kung Pao chicken again. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, okay. So, don't start with Kung Pao chicken. Let's stop this before you start rambling about Kung Pao chicken.
Should we say a prayer?
Yeah, okay, let's end with the prayer. Should we do the Lord's Prayer? I don't know if I remember
do
it.
you remember the Lord's Prayer?
Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done.
On earth as it is in heaven.
May the God give us our daily bread.
And forgive us our trespasses.
And those who trespass against us. Forgive our sins and those who trespass against us.
Yeah.
Lead us not into temptation. Deliver us from evil. Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Like, as on earth as it is in heaven.
No, that's not the ending. That's like the start.
We just went on about how good we were.
And the Lord's Prayer.
And now we like...
It's because we're just doing SWOT analyses now. We're not doing an actual
SWOT analysis. I've seen you just scribbling down.
You've
gone into this big economic, reading this book on economics. Maybe we should write a book called How to Pray for Economists.
Oh, yeah. Or just How to Pray. Yeah. Definitely be the best.
We really don't know how to pray either.
No, it's
I think you've really bigged up how much I pray way too much.
I'm going to Google the Lord's Prayer. All right.
Okay.
Thank you for listening.
Thanks.
Bye.